What are the things that we know? What are the things that we talk about all the time? A lot of this stuff is just reminders. If you do the easy things now, your life gets harder. Practice doing the hard things consistently every day. Your life will get easier. You see, we make choices in our life, we make decisions in our life. And most of the decisions we make come down that road of ease, of comfort, path of least resistance. Like that's normally where we tend to go. It's where the masses tend to go. But you want to create this life. You want to design this life you don't need a break from. You want life exactly where you want it. You want health, wealth, love, happiness, fulfillment, all of the things. You want all the things. You have to go this direction. When the world's going this way, you got to go this way. And so you have to practice. This is a mindset. You have to practice doing hard things every day, not the easy things, not the things that come naturally to you, not the things that, satisfy that side of your comfort, but you have to practice doing the hardest things every day. Your life gets easier. I wish I had this mindset as a kid, right? That's why I'm giving it to my daughter. Is because I'm curious to see what that looks like when you understand it from an early age. That if you just keep doing hard things, you just keep having the hard conversations in your relationship, you just keep doing the hard things for your body, the hard things for your mind, showing up every day with that expectation, like Les Brown just talked about. It's waking up knowing that it's possible every day with a good outlook, not allowing the negative thoughts, the depressive thoughts, the anxious thoughts to come in, fighting against that stuff consistently and building your capacity. I wonder what that looks like when you start that at a really young age and then continue that all the way up. It's powerful, right? It's powerful. So make sure, again, we're doing hard things. Some notes I wrote down, couple words: resilience, grit, relentless, resiliency, right? Like how resilient are we? Our bodies are meant, our minds are, right? Like who we are, we're meant to be resilient. We're meant to push through. We're meant to, what's the old time, right? Take a licking and keep on ticking, right? That's what we're meant. We're meant to be resilient. We got to continue to fight through it. That grit. Angela Duckworth wrote a great book called Grit, right? It talks about perseverance. It talks about how you, like the people that are the most successful in life have a level of grit to them. It's not a level of talent necessarily, it's a level of grit that they're willing to push through. They're willing to get knocked down and get back up. That grit is important, being relentless, continuing to go after the things that you want, regardless of what happens. I think, what's his name? Tim Grover. Tim Grover, Kobe and Michael Jordan's ex trainer, wrote a book called Relentless. Wrote a book called Relentless. And he talks about the mindset behind training two of the best basketball players to ever live. He got a chance to train them, and he talks about their mindset, right? Like how they would lock in and operate. But that relentlessness you got to have to go after your dreams. You got to put your back against the wall. That's why that programming, unlearning and relearning, if we ever grew up thinking you needed a plan B, I'm sure many of us that was instilled in us. Oh, well, you can do this, but at least you can fall back on or make sure you have a, right? Like that mindset, that's a mindset, that's a belief that was instilled in you that has us where we are. But what the most successful people do, and the mindset of the most successful, is there is no plan B. We're going to burn the ships. If we're going to take the island, we got to burn the ships. You know that analogy, right? When you're coming to plunder an island, take an island, and you come in on ships, you come in on the boats. Well, you don't leave the boats there in case you got to run because they're bigger, stronger, faster. You don't leave the boats. You burn the boats. You get to the island, you burn the boats. Why? Because there's no way out of this thing. There's no plan B. That's how you look at your life when you want to go off and design your life. I know it might sound extreme, but that's what it takes. Most people don't design their ideal life. Most people are just taking the life that they're given. So you got to start practicing these mindsets of, hey, there's no plan B. This is the vision. This is what I'm going after. And keeping the belief and the hope, the belief and the hope that that will happen. That's the hard work, y'all. That's the hard work. That's the key, though. I wrote down this question: how many no's are you getting on a daily basis? How many no's are you getting? Like people telling you no for something that you want. If it's not a lot, I would challenge you all to say, are you really asking for things? Are you really going after what you want, right? And scripture says we have not because we ask not, right? And so if we're not asking for the things we want, if we're not asking for that connection or that meeting or that raise or that right to talk to that person and getting no's, getting some rejection, getting something pushing against us, it's likely that's a form of comfort. If we're not asking for, if we're not getting no's, if we're not getting a little bit of rejection, if we're not getting a little pushback, if you haven't gone to the bank and asked for the loan or whatever, right? If you're not getting pushback in your life, it's likely because you're not taking the risk to ask for what you want, to go after what you want. You have to be willing to get rejected. How many no's are you getting? And then I wrote sub point, are you saying yes to yourself more often? That reprogramming. You might be getting no's from the world, but are you saying yes to yourself? Are you saying, yes, we can make this happen? Yes, I'm going to go do that. Yes, I can change that. Yes, I believe. Like, are you saying yes to you? If you're taking no's from the world, then you have to get the yeses from you, right? It's an internal thing. But I would challenge you to take a look at that. How many no's are you getting? You should get more no's because that means you're asking for more. That means you're going after the life you want. That means you're stretching, you're reaching. You're going after something that maybe is a little bit beyond you, and so you're going to get some pushback. If everything in your life comes easy, if everyone answers your call, if everybody and everything just flows, it's a form of comfort. You're in your comfort zone. So pay attention to that. Just keep believing, keep hoping. You must continue to believe. That's the name of the game. Belief is the starting point of all success. It's belief. It's what you choose to believe is possible. What you choose to believe is right. What you choose to believe is good about you. Like, that's all it is. It's belief. But we got to work on this stuff because many of us don't come from a place where these beliefs were instilled. So we have to learn to instill them. In our text, the 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class, it says champions develop world-class beliefs long before they become champions. I want y'all to understand the process of this. That's why we're working on our mindset. That's why, is because in order to become the champion, in order to get to the life that you want, like I told you, it's not about the destination, right? It's about who we become in the process of going to the destination. If the dream is not big, if the vision is not big, if it's not a God-sized dream that you're like, I have no idea how I'm going to get there, likely you won't grow the capacity to get to it, right? Like if it's a small goal, if it's really small, you don't have to grow to hit it. You don't have to stretch. You don't have to become different. You don't have to really shift your beliefs. You don't have to become this new version of you if it's a really small goal. But if it's a really huge goal that you have no idea, you just have to know you're not the man or woman right now that can attain that goal. But you can become that man or woman to get to that goal. And it starts with your beliefs. That's why we're working on it. It starts with your beliefs. Here's what it says in the text. It says one of the major distinctions between average performers and champions is their belief system. Like champions, average people tend to be a product of their mental programming from childhood. People of influence, such as parents, teachers, coaches, religious leaders, and others, were primary builders and shapers of our early belief system. In most cases, this programming is limiting because it comes from people who believe they are limited. Say that part again. In most cases, this programming is limiting because it comes from people who believe they are limited. That's why average people are saddled with a set of beliefs that are more about survival than success. Average people have been programmed to avoid pain at all costs, which promotes a playing not to lose mentality. Many world-class performers were raised with these same beliefs, yet learned to reprogram themselves somewhere along the way. Champions learn how to develop empowering beliefs and invest a substantial amount of time solidifying those beliefs, mostly through their own self-talk. Are you saying yes to yourself? Right? It's mostly through your own self-talk. With guidance from coaches and mentors, champions monitor the words they use. They know reprogramming is a never-ending activity. Some people even consider this process positive brainwashing. When aspiring champions learn they can program any belief they wish, and through repetitious, ongoing self-talk, build that belief into a foundation for their consciousness, it's a revelation. A world-class belief system can be created from scratch. No matter what your age, upbringing, or current lot in life, a world-class belief system is a primary factor in the making of a champion, and every great performer knows it. While average people see champions as more intelligent, the champions know better. The truth is that intelligence plays a small part. Belief is the real star of the show. It's your belief system, ladies and gentlemen. I showed you this probably 2 months ago. Dr. Darius Daniels had something where he was talking about our belief system and where it comes from. And we looked at that and we said, right, it comes from what? Our experiences, or our interpretation of our experiences, our observations, our teachings, right? He gave like 4 things that our belief system is made up of. And for you to change your belief, you have to first become aware of like the beliefs you hold and start to challenge them. This is a really difficult process for most people, y'all, just so you know. It's a really difficult process to challenge your own beliefs. It like goes against who you believe you are when you challenge your beliefs. Challenge how you got to a way of thinking. And here's the other reason it's tough, is because most of it came from well-meaning people that say they cared about us. Parents, teachers, coaches, religious leaders, people that are in your life. Because they didn't necessarily do this work, they couldn't instill abundance mindset in us. They couldn't instill, right, this belief system that you can be, do, have anything you want. You might hear that when you're 5, but when you're 12, you're going to think about getting a job, or right, how to help, or right, like it's not a be, do, have everything you want. That window closes over time for most people. From what they hear is possible. From what they hear is possible. And so now, at our age and stage, you now have to go back and unlearn some of that stuff. You got to unlearn some of those beliefs. You got to unlearn some of that negative self-talk. You got to unlearn some of those things that were told to you if you want to take your life to the next level. If you want to, again, change your life. This is all this is for, y'all. It's for us that want to continue to grow, get to the next level in life, find success in all areas: health, wealth, love, happiness, our spiritual life, all the things. How we think. You have to build this belief system before you get to the destination, before you grow into the person that you're meant to become. It starts with your belief. So we got to unlearn some things. And then here's the other side of this. You have to practice your self-talk. It says here, when aspiring champions learn, they can reprogram any belief they wish. And through repetitious, ongoing self-talk, build that belief into a foundation. That's the key. Positive brainwashing, not positivity brainwashing necessarily, right? It's not just like everything's great, everything's great, everything's great. No, everything's not great, but right? But you can positively brainwash to have better self-talk. Instead of doubt, worry, fear, that is the voice that we listen to. It's gratitude, it's joy, it's happiness, it's contentment, it's ecstasy, it's whatever the other sides are. We have to positively brainwash ourselves because the world is brainwashing you the other way. The more you turn on the news feed, the more you look at social media, the more you listen to your disgruntled coworker, the more you listen to the woes of your family, like the more you do that, the more that voice gets louder because you're not feeding the other side. You have to positively brainwash yourself in this process. Positive self-talk, empowering self-talk, learning how to say yes to yourself, how to talk yourself through things is one of the keys to creating a world-class belief system. It's one of the keys. Here, they break this down here, the evolution of a belief system. It says parents, teachers, coaches, ministers, friends, relatives, all influence this child's life and say, hey, this is fact. Whatever I'm telling you, right? We're picking up, like, this is how life works. When you grow up in the inner city, when you grow up in the hood, like, and you don't experience anything, you think this is how life works because this is who you're around, what you see. So the child accepts that perception, that elder's perception of what is fact, even if it's not right. I see this in the money space all the time. All the time. We think we know something because our broke uncle told us something 10 years ago that we held on to, and we think that was right. It's like he was completely wrong. But I know you love your uncle. You see, he drives a Mercedes. I get it, right? Like you think he's got it, but he gave you completely wrong information, but we think it's fact. And we'll hold on to this until we're full on adults and we'll never challenge that thought. I do this for people all the time. So that's just money, but this happens all the time. Then from that thought, the child unconsciously ingrains these beliefs into his or her subconscious and builds habits accordingly. That child grows into an adult operating under dozens of faulty beliefs and habits, but is not consciously aware of it. Then the adult operates under false and limiting beliefs and sets invisible boundaries for his and her life at an unconscious level. This stuff is an unconscious thing, guys. It's unlearning a lot of the programming that we were once taught in order to rebuild this world-class belief system to get to the life that you want. This quote says, they can because they think they can. I was told by a mentor one time, money doesn't go to people that deserve it. Money goes to people that believe they deserve it. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. Money doesn't go to people that deserve it. All the people that do all the right in the world and right have a great heart and live by faith and all the things, money doesn't go to them. Money goes to people that believe they deserve it. And so if you don't believe you deserve it, it won't come. But if you believe you deserve it, regardless of how you're living your life, your belief says, oh, I deserve this, you're going to go get it. You can practice it every single day. That's my challenge. That's my encouragement. It's my prayer for you that you are practicing this stuff every single day. You can focus on changing your mind every single day. You can challenge your beliefs every single day. You can go back and try to unlearn some things that are no longer serving you. No longer serving you. I asked somebody this when I was having a conversation with them a couple of days ago. We were talking, I was hearing some things he was telling me about, and I was like, hey, does that thought still serve you? I know that's a thought you had, but does that thought still serve you in where you're going? If the answer is no, then we got to change that thought. We got to change that belief that comes from that. You all can do the same work. You got to do it every day, y'all. No one ever said it was going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. Do the hard things now. Your life gets easier. Keep doing all the easy, comfortable things. Life is just going to get harder. We got to make this life easier. You got to build the capacity. That's what we're doing, y'all. We're building capacity to handle the life that we're asking for. I love you guys. I love you guys. I want you to win. You deserve it. Your families deserve it. They're counting on you. They're counting on you to take this information and go apply it. Don't just say, I heard it. Like I did something with it. Let your family, let the people around you see you change. Let them see you be different. Let them see you think different. Let them see and hear you challenge yourself and them in their thoughts. That's how you know you're growing. That's how you know you're taking your life to the next level. But it takes some work, y'all. Go out, make it happen. Push yourself out of your comfort zone today. I'll see you back here on Friday. Love you guys. Take care.